People often decide who you are before they ever truly see you. They look at your uniform, your rank, your silence, and believe they understand your value. They never see the battles you survived, the lives you pulled from the fire, or the scars you carry quietly beneath it all. This is the story of the day they assumed I was nothing more than a CAL's assistant until an admiral saluted me and left an entire room frozen in disbelief. My name is Daniel Hayes, inside the Navy Command building. I was practically invisible. I followed the commander of SEAL Team 6, carried his files, held his bag, and stayed in the background. To everyone else, that was all I was, the aide, the coffee runner, the guy who didn't make the cut. I heard their comments. I saw their smirks. Officers brushed past me as if I didn't exist. I never answered them because silence was part of my mission. What they didn't know was buried behind layers of classified files. They didn't know the operations I'd been part of, the men I'd carried out of burning zones, or the nights I'd stayed awake while danger hunted us. They only saw the disguise. And sometimes even I started to feel like I'd become it. One morning, the air inside the command building felt different, heavy, and tense. Rumors spread fast Admiral Fletcher was coming. He was known as a man who could destroy careers with a single look. Officers polished their shoes, straightened their uniforms, and rehearsed their reports like their futures depended on it. When the moment came, I followed Commander Lewis into the main briefing room. My job was simple: carry the documents, stand quietly, and stay out of sight. The room was packed with decorated officers who lived for attention. They noticed me just long enough to dismiss me. Someone muttered for me to stay out of the way, and I did. Then the doors opened and Admiral Fletcher entered. His presence alone demanded silence. Everyone snapped to attention. The room went still, and then his eyes landed on me. For a moment, time seemed to stop. It had been years since I'd last seen that face, years since the night that tied our lives together forever. It was a storm-soaked mission in the South Pacific. Then, Fletcher was only a commander leading a desperate rescue behind enemy lines. We were sent in to extract trapped diplomats while surrounded by hostile forces. The jungle was chaos. Rain poured down, bullets tore through the darkness, and the ground turned to mud beneath our boots. I was just 22, operating as a ghost unit no one was supposed to know about, not even Fletcher. Then an explosion ripped through the compound, trapping him under burning debris. His men were scattered. Smoke filled the air. I could hear him struggling to breathe. I ran straight into the fire. Piece by piece, I pulled him free while enemy shots hammered around us. My uniform was soaked in blood, some his, some mine. I didn't stop until we reached cover. His hand locked around mine, his voice weak but clear. "You saved my life, Hayes," he said. "One day they'll know who you are. But until then, stay invisible." The mission was marked a success. The diplomats were rescued. The files were sealed. There were no medals, no headlines, just silence. And now, years later, here he was, an admiral standing across from me. Everyone waited for him to salute the ranking officers. But instead, he walked past every captain, every commander, every decorated SEAL, until he stood directly in front of me. His eyes softened just enough to show recognition. Then he raised his hand and saluted me. The room froze. Aides don't get saluted. Admirals don't break protocol. Yet there it was, pure, undeniable respect. I returned the salute, my chest tight as memories flooded back. Fletcher turned to the stunned room. His voice was calm, but it struck like thunder. "You think rank and medals define honor?" he said. "You think ribbons prove sacrifice? You're wrong. True respect is earned in silence when no one is watching. This man you ignored and dismissed has given more for this country than most of you ever will." No one spoke. No one moved. Every ounce of arrogance drained from the room. For the first time, they truly saw me. From that day on, the whispers stopped. The smirks disappeared. People treated me differently. But none of that really mattered. Real recognition never comes from others. It comes from knowing who you are and what you've given. Sometimes one salute reminds the world, but a lifetime of sacrifice earns it. They thought I was just a seed, aide until the admiral saluted me first and left them speechless. And the next time you're tempted to judge someone by what you see, remember this: some of the strongest warriors walk quietly among us. It's unseen until the moment the truth finally rises.